On this edition of the Sports Desk, we've got one of the biggest non-league city rivalries. West goes to South to avenge last season's 2-touchdown loss. And on the hardwood, the Lady Knights warm up the Lady Saxons before their league play begins. Plus, Pioneer League action includes South and Torrance. Can the Tartars take the Spartans, who've been tearing up their preseason opponents? Plenty of volleyball to go around on this show, plus scores and stats. So get fired up, because it starts right now. Welcome to the Sports Desk. I'm Bonnie Prickitt. We got a lot of good stuff for you on this edition. Let's go ahead and get started with action from the gridiron. It's important to make a statement when Torrance schools play one another underneath those Friday night lights. It's a fight for the best in town. Let's go to the South versus West football game where Sarah Peel is on the field. Sarah?
Hey Bonnie, it's Sarah, and let me tell you, the energy here at South is electrifying. We got West out on the fields warming up. They're looking really good, looking to bounce back. Although they won last week, the 4 turnovers really killed them. So they're looking to make that adjustment this week and going for their 3rd win in a row. It's going to be a great game today. We start with under 8 minutes to go in the first quarter. No score. Blaze Booth of South passes for a first down. Same drive, 2nd and 4, while senior running back Colton Glandorf takes off for about 50 yards to get the first points on the board tonight for the home team, 7-0 Spartans. As you can see, a huge crowd tonight at South. All right, back to the game. West driving. Joey Notch throws a huge pass to Nick Ruse to the 45-yard line for the first down. Same drive, 3rd and 8. Notch finds Ruse again for another big connection. Justin Conchetti of South brings him down at the 30. Warriors trying to get points on the board this drive. They won't. Notch is sacked. Ball goes back to South. They can't score. So next West possession with under 30 seconds in the first. The big pass to Matt Bozen, and West is in the red zone. Next play, Barry Thomas runs in for a 3-yard touchdown. And the Warriors are on the board. The game is tied at 7 each. Thomas spent extra time this week figuring out ways to score.
Reading holes, that was my biggest thing, is reading holes. Because I had the downhill part down, but I run to my lineman's back a lot, so I needed to read holes, and I worked on that a lot over the week.
Second quarter, a little over 7 minutes to play in the first half, and the big pass again by Notch to Matt Bozen. South's D getting pressure on Notch this whole entire half. He goes down for another sack. Next play, Notch is picked off by Spartan Jr., Carl Camerall. Camerall gets a few good yards and he's out at the 23. Next play, Spartans driving. Booth hands off the ball, but believe it or not, it gets fumbled and the Warriors recover it. The ball's going back to West. Next play, after the fumble recovery, and Joey Notch throws deep, but he's picked off again, and the ball is going back to South. So we're going back and forth here. South is driving. Booth throws long, but he's picked off, and it's Joey Notch who gets the interception, and he takes the ball past the 30. Ball is going back to West. We're nearing the half. West ball. Joey Notch throws to Sam Choi for a gain of about 15 yards. And 2 plays later, Notch takes matters into his own hands and runs for a touchdown. The extra point is no good. Warriors up at halftime.
We will have the second half of this game later on in the show. But coming up after this short break, we've got a lot of volleyball to tell you about. One of the matches features 23 aces by the same player, and the race in the Pioneer League has begun. Stick around.
Hands can do incredible things. Now they can even help save a life with hands-only CPR. If you see an adult suddenly collapse, just call 911, then push hard and fast in the center of the chest until help arrives. Learn more at handsonlycpr.org.
It's all about competition on the hardwood, volleyball style. The Lady Knights and the Lady Saxons meet up again in one of the last matches before the games really count. The last time these two teams met was at the North Tournament, and Bishop Montgomery pulled the win out. And North might have something to say about it again in this meetup. Patrick Alog gets this one going.
Bishop and North already played each other once earlier this season when Bishop beat North in the tournament 25-14. Bishop started set one well early as they were already up 9-5 and make it 10-5 on that Bria Green kill, and already up 16-6. However, a block from Kimberly Haney, Nicole Echeverry makes it 16-7 Bishop, but now a Bria Green kill makes it 17-8 Bishop Montgomery, and on set point up 24-13, Bria Green gets another kill as it was the Bria Green show in set one. They win 25-13. North began set two much better, up 3-0, make it 4-0, and that's Sabrine Roberts' kill. Now up 12-8, Nicole Echeverry with the ace, 13-8 North. But Bishop has stormed back, up 17-16. Bria Green with the change-ups, 18-16 Bishop. And set point now up 24-22. Ashley Murray with the kill. Bishop wins set two, 25-22. North beginning set three very well, 8-5. Make it 9-5 on that Nicole Echeverry kill. And this is not a replay. Nicole Echeverry with another kill, up 14-7. However, Bishop on the prowl, down 14-10. Make it 14-11 as Shannon Dayton and Ashley Murray get the block. Now it's down 16-14, and Dayton gets the kill at 16-15 North. Now it's tied at 19 apiece, and who does Bishop go to? Well, Bria Green with the kill. It's Bishop 20-19. Now they have 5 match points of 24-19, and Vanessa Coral gets the ace for Bishop as Bishop wins set 3, 25-19. For North, their record drops to 10-3, while for Bishop, their record rises to 7-2.
I think we played with a lot of intensity, with a lot of consistency. Even though we were up and down, we did put up a good fight with this team.
Bishop coach Kevin Norman thought that set one set a good tone for the match.
I felt like we were very efficient offensively, and we were taking care of the ball, serving tough, and defensively we were playing well, and that's what we've been, really working on a lot is our defense and just trying to be more efficient as far as offensively as well.
Coach Norman also commented on junior Bria Green's excellent play tonight.
She's an incredible player. I mean, she's been kind of nursing a couple injuries, and I think she was feeling a little bit better tonight. I think she was, excited. We haven't played for a while, so I think she was excited to kind of get back into it.
For North coach Mark Piak, he thought his team was a little nervous tonight.
This is the first night game we've played with the girls. I think it was the biggest crowd we've had all season. And definitely the biggest game we've played. And I think the nerves got to him a little bit, but that doesn't take anything away from Bishop.
Coach Norman talked about the beginning of Delray League play this week.
I don't know much about the Delray League being my first year. I know the guys. I don't know much about the girls teams. I think in our league we're probably, as long as we can do the things that we need to do, I think we're going to be okay.
Where do you see your team going considering that Pioneer League play starts next week?
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't get any easier, that's for sure. Our first two, or our next two matches are on the road in the Pioneer League down south in El Segundo, and those are two tough places to play with two great teams and programs. Hopefully we can learn from tonight's experience and just play a little bit more steady. If we didn't give up a couple of those runs in games 2 and 3, it's a different match.
Coming up next for Bishop and North are their league openers. For Bishop, their Delray League opener begins next week against St. Joseph, while for North, their Pioneer League opener is at South. Reporting from North High, I'm Patrick Alog for the Sports Desk.
Nice wrap up there, Patrick Alog. With this win, the Knights improve on their record. And my guess is the Saxons, who've been on a crazy winning streak this season, figured out, hey, they could get better before league play. Bria Green, Ashley Murray, and Dylan Neiman all made an impact for Bishop Montgomery, and we're going to see more great stats from the ladies at North later on in the show. Stick around after the short break. We got more volleyball coming your way.
What if a disaster strikes without warning? What if life as you know it has completely turned on its head? What if everything familiar becomes anything but? Before a disaster turns your family's world upside down, it's up to you to be ready. Get a kit, make a plan, be informed today. Learn how at ready.gov.
Hi, I'm Jerry West, and you're watching the Sports Desk.
And now we'll move on to Pioneer League play. This match signifies the start of the race to the postseason. South is a seasoned team running on offense that's often too fast for their opponents. Can the Tartars make more than an effort against the Spartans? We'll see as Nick Ekbatani punches this one in.
Another cross-city Torrance matchup was on the way as the South High Lady Spartans visited Torrance High for the first match in Pioneer League play. South was sitting pretty at 12-4, while the Tartars were on the other side of the spectrum, grinding it out at 2-11. Who would come out on top? Let's find out. Starting things off early in Game 1, South's junior middle blocker Erica Easley killing it for the Spartans. Torrance doing a pretty good job serving it up, but South's outside hitter Desi CitiCABLE would bring it right back down upon him. South up early in Game 1, 8-4. Spartans showcasing some crafty team play, just dinking it right over the Torrance middle blocker. Torrance now down 12-6. Torrance is getting a little offense going, but here comes South's Katie Exum putting the roof down on the Tartars. Late in Game 1, and the Spartans would keep it coming with some phenomenal outside hitting. Spartans now up 18-9. The mood is tense with a possible match point here. South's Skylar Ceballos puts an end to this one. South wins Game 1, 25-10. Torrance regrouping after a rough first game, but they'd come out in Game 2 with some very impressive outside hitting, being able to get the early point up on South. But it wasn't long before the Spartans would extinguish that fire. Here we have Erica Easley with a big block for the Spartans. Same old song and dance for the Spartans. Outside hitter Skylar Ceballos doing what she does best, killing it. Spartans now up 12-6. But it wouldn't stop there. Here's South's Katie Exum once again throwing it down. Game point, and the Spartans are going to end Game 2 in style, winning 25-18. South's coach Robert Cooch is getting his Lady Spartans fired up. The Spartans are just one game away from their first victory in Pioneer League play. South would begin Game 3 from behind, but it wouldn't be long before the Spartans would begin to fight back. Here we see South executing some outstanding hitting on their climb back to taking the lead. But don't count Torrance out just yet. With an outstanding dig and even more impressive block, the Tartars are back in it. Torrance getting a little something going until South's Erica Easley slams this one down, setting up a possible game-in match point where Skylar Ceballos is going to take full advantage of it, sending the Tartars home packing. South wins 25-17.
We wanted to come out and really kind of send a message to the rest of the league that we're ready to take our fourth straight.
I thought I did pretty well, and then playing back row, I liked it because I don't usually play, and it was really fun.
We need to develop better ball control. They're a very fundamentally sound team. They run a pretty complicated offense, but if we can pass better and play better defense, we'll stay in more matches.
The South High Lady Spartans were like a well-oiled machine hitting on all cylinders today at Torrance High, easily sweeping the Torrance Tartars 3-0. Aside from a decently paced Game 3, the Tartars were pretty dormant. I'm Nick Ekbatani, and you're watching the Sports Desk.
Thanks to Nick Ekbatani for that one. South won in 3 straight sets, with Erica Easley, Danny Garcia, and Maddie Quisenberry delivering for the Spartans. Stephanie Berger had 18 assists for the Saxons, and Summer Gravette came in with 11 kills. We've got more volleyball for you. Although the Lady Saxons lost to Bishop Montgomery, North takes on Centennial for the first league win. But the biggest story in this match is that Lady Saxon, who serves up more than 20 aces. Ryan Fournier is reporting on this one.
Most teams don't think about a blowout going into a game or a match, just so they can be focused and prepared for their opponent no matter what. But last Tuesday afternoon, the Lady Saxons may have been thinking blowout as Centennial came into town to open off Pioneer League play. The Lady Saxons rolled, winning 3-0 and only allowed Centennial 4 points in all 3 games. To start Game 1 off, the Lady Saxons with absolutely no mercy at all. Senior captain Nicole Echeverry hit 9 straight aces, and whoever's at service for the Saxons gets about 10 points in a row. Right here, Megan Menard with altogether 10 aces in this game 1 as they go on a 15-0 streak. In game 2 at this point, the Saxons are up 6-1, and right here is the big kill by senior captain Nicole Echeverry. And from here on out, Nicole is going to set the stage for 17 straight aces as the Lady Saxons go on to win game 2 25-1 and continue to roll this afternoon. Here in game 3, Harley Kikeuha, the freshman, with the beautiful set to Kimberly Haney with the kill. At this point, the Saxons are up 8-1 in this third game, and now it's Ashley Morimoto's turn, the senior, who gets 9 aces altogether while she's up at the service position. And Centennial just has no answers for Ashley's big serves as the Saxons move on to 1-0 in Pioneer League play, 10-2 overall, in this dominating victory, 25-1.
I'm usually not looking at the wins and losses, to be honest. I mean, it's nice to be 10-2 for sure. I'm just really proud of the way the girls have been playing. You know, they understand the game. They're playing together as a team. And, you know, I thought we played really well against Peninsula, and that was kind of our solidifying moment, if you will, you know, going a 5-game match. We haven't been able to win those, so that's probably where I'm most proud is in the past years with even with a senior heavy team, we couldn't pull out those tight games. So for us as a young team, you know, to pull out a tight one against Peninsula, that was really good.
I think we're going to do pretty well because we have even our underclassmen, you know, we're working hard and working together, making sure that we all just like help each other and the older ones help the younger ones to get to this level. So as long as we just keep on working hard.
The Lady Saxons start off Pioneer League play with a blowout against Centennial and move on to 10-2 overall. And a lot of girls got to have some playing time in today as well. Reporting from North High School with the Sports Desk, I'm Ryan Fournier.
Thanks to Ryan Fournier for that story. The Lady Saxons won in 3 straight sets. Nicole Echeverry served up an amazing 23 aces. Megan Menard, Jessica Chong, and Ashley Morimoto all got in on that Pioneer League win. Let's go ahead and move to the other scores from around the area. At the Kim Blankenship Memorial Tournament, the South volleyball team handed a big loss to Redondo, and a big note, the Lady Spartans are ranked 3rd in their division, so keep it going, ladies, keep it going. Another tournament game, the Lady Warriors defeated the Lady Tartars. The Tartars started strong, as you can see there on the scoreboard, but West kept them from the win. That is all for volleyball. Stick around after this short break because we have the rest of the West versus South football game.
I'm bored. I think I'll ride my bike.
It may never be this easy to help your kids find balance, but you have more power than you know. For a free Parent's Handbook plus other resources, visit the We Can website. A message from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
We're going to go back to South where Sarah Pila and Nick Akbatani are standing by. They're going to talk about what happened in the first half. We'll go ahead and see what happens in the second.
We're at halftime at the South High West High football game, and West has a slight edge on the Spartans, leading 13-7. West has done a great job of keeping South out of their game plan. South wants to run the ball, and they can't do it because West is loading the box up. Sarah, how about West?
You know, West is really using their hurry-up offense to their advantage. Even though it's briefly new to them, they're really getting acclimated to it. And it really seems to be throwing South off guard. So let's go ahead and see what's going to happen in this second half.
West would come out guns a-blazing in the second half, scoring on the Spartans on their first drive. But South would come out with a new quarterback. Kyle Nesbitt's going to keep it here on the ground and gain some yards and a first down for the Spartans. South down 21-7 with plenty of time in the third quarter, and they hand the ball off to their workhorse Brandon Luera, who's going to pick up this first down for the Spartans. But West would eventually step it up on defense, forcing South to go for it on fourth down and bringing the pressure on Kyle Nesbitt, turning it over on downs. West's Joey Notch is going to keep it here and run into a wall of Spartans, but he bounces it right back outside and gains a ton of yards, setting up a first down on the Spartan 40. And a couple plays later, Notch would find wide receiver Nick Ruse for a 30-yard touchdown for the Warriors. With 1:17 left in the third quarter, West is now up 28-7 on the Spartans. things are getting ugly for South. And ugly would turn to downright hideous. South's Nesbitt tosses this interception ironically to West's quarterback Joey Notch. Notch would return it to the 15. Notch had a fantastic day on Friday, on offense completing 20 of 30 passes for 277 yards and 2 touchdowns, while hopping on over on defense and grabbing 2 picks. And that would be all she wrote for South High, as West would be able to keep it on the ground, keep the chains moving, and run the clock out, winning this year's edition of the Cross City Rivalry.
I'm here with South running back Colton Glandor. Colton, talk to me a little bit about the game.
First, we started off strong. We had a good run that got us into the lead early, but then just slipped away and kept making a lot of mistakes. In the second half, we didn't come out ready and just slipped away from us and we couldn't come back.
The good thing about mistakes is you can learn from them, and it's a good thing that it's early in the season. What do you guys got to do as a team to learn from this mistake and move forward?
Just got to come out harder next week, practice a lot, and just cut out the mistakes and come out ready every play because we haven't been the past few weeks, so something we got to improve on.
The returning Pioneer League champions can certainly do it. Thank you, Colton.
No problem.
Finishing up here at South High, where the West Warriors were able to prevail by a score of 28-7. After a competitive first half that was real back and forth, West really began to pull away in the second half. South failed to make the adjustments at halftime and unfortunately didn't come out on top. I'm Nick Ekpatani, and you're watching the Sports Desk.
Thanks to Sarah and Nick for the breakdown. West continues their winning streak in the game against South. South's record now stands at 2-2. Warriors QB Joey Notch completed 20 passes and 2 of them for touchdowns. Wide receivers Nick Roos, Matt Bozen, and running back Barry Thomas all got into the end zone for the Warriors. Spartan running back Brandon Loera had 104 rushing yards. Colton Glandorf scored that first and only touchdown for South on that 49-yard run. North will host West this week, and South sees Peninsula from the Bay League at their house. Let's take a look at the rest of the scores from around the city. Torrance went on the road to Orange County. They played Beckman. They had a solid lead at the start of the fourth quarter, but their defense broke down, letting Beckman score 35 points in the second half. Jacob Kalama and Tyrone Taylor both had good connections, but it just wasn't enough. Their record now stands at 1-3 overall. The Tartars have another showdown from Orange County when Irvine visits them at Zambriti State. The Knights played Verbum Day for their first Del Rey League game, and the Knights defense had 2 interceptions and 3 fumble recoveries. Sophomore Louis Soto is growing his QB potential each game. Bishop Montgomery's touchdowns were scored by Kenny Ridgway, Patrick Friedman, and Javon Siliga, and the Knights will have Mary Starr of the Sea at home for their next game, and the Sports Desk is going to be there, so make sure to give us a holler. And that's all the football scores we have for you. North was on a bye this last week, and a note about their injured running back Ryan McDaniel. He's out for the season, unfortunately, but he still has plenty of offers from those Division I colleges who are looking at him. So good luck, and we'll let you know when he declares where he's going. Now on to the El Camino beat. The football and volleyball programs are on a winning streak as South Coast Conference play begins. Let's take a look at their latest scores. The Lady Warriors volleyball team took on crosstown and conference rival Harbor College. They won in 3 straight sets, and West alums and sisters Caitlin and Lauren Edwards were on fire for this one. The Sports Desk is going to be out at the match versus East LA College, so be sure and say hello. Let's take a look at the El Camino football team. And the Warriors go into conference play with a win over the Palomar Comets. And the Knights were down in the fourth quarter, 17-14. But a 40-yard pass from quarterback Omar Herrera to Luckner Brady got a first down. Then Jari Level made the 20-yard grab for the touchdown. Alondra Johnson, Peter Walton, and wide receiver Gerard Shaw were also part of that potent offense. South alum Eric Capacchione also had a touchdown. El Camino has a bye this week, but will host College of the Canyons on Saturday the 15th. Good luck to the Elko football team as they practice for the conference opener. Now it's a time for you to let us know something we do not. And give us a call, 310-618-5762. Make sure to ask for my voicemail. Email us at thesportsdesk@torranceca.gov. You can view all of our shows online at torranceca.gov, and all of our shows from the last 2 years are on YouTube. That's about all we have time for today. Good luck to all the teams from Torrance as they begin their conference play and their league play. Until next time, Torrance, play hard.